What's up, guys? Sorry we're kind of late with today's drop. Yeah, it's just been a little bit of a busy afternoon and some delays. But we've got a small slate, just 5 games on the NBA slate today, Thursday, January 16th. But we've got 4 plays that we're excited about, and we have plays on our personal channels that we already put out for today's slate as well. I don't have the visual for the channels pulled up right now, but right down below there's a link to both of our solo channels. We've been having a blast with diving into our own channels, so if you haven't followed us yet, go follow us at those other channels where we've been able to have a little bit more freedom with our schedules to drop picks. Like we've talked about before, we live in different time zones, and sometimes today is a perfect example, just us both getting our schedules together to be able to hop on and collaborate takes a little bit of time sometimes. So yeah, we're able to get you guys extra content now through our personal channels. Yeah, if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and like the video if you guys don't mind. It really helps us get in front of more eyes, so we appreciate the support, guys. So let's talk about yesterday. Kind of a weird day for basketball. Massive slate, a lot of injuries. My plays went 1-1. Did you say yours went 1-1 as well?
Yeah, I had one hit, and then the other one was a DNP because Draymond ended up not even playing. So just
okay. So yeah, got the sweep. Nice,
easy.
Yeah. So mine that Isaiah Collier ended up cashing for us over the 22.5. It got bumped down to 19.5. Thankfully, he still cashed. He had kind of a slow start, ended up with 24 PRA though. We took him over 22.5. And Norman Powell, this was a really weird game. He started really slow. It was just all Harden and Kawhi Leonard for like the first half, basically. And then Norman started to get things rolling. A little bit later, we took him over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Before the game started, this got bumped up to 29, so I was feeling pretty good about it. But they ended up absolutely demolishing Brooklyn, which I kind of expected, but I thought that he would be part of the cleanup duty. But it got so bad, 126-67. So it got so bad that Norman Powell ended up, he played 22 minutes, put up 18 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists, 7 of 10 from the field. So ended up having a pretty solid game, but they just didn't need him. I mean, Coffee ended up going for 31 minutes. Just one of those games got away from us. So he did not end up hitting his PRA. If you have not signed up for Prize Picks, I wish we had to deal with Prize Picks. We don't, because that's kind of our main thing. But
Will Smith.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be a celebrity nowadays. Yeah. But yeah, so parlay play, underdog, better. Use code BACKDOOR on those platforms, and they're going to hook you up. I mean, they're getting pretty generous nowadays with the sign-up bonuses. Parlay play gives you a 100% deposit match up to $100 and a $5 promo slip. And on top of that, we're going to throw in a month in our premium Discord for parlay play only. Really killer platform. They have honestly, a lot of times their lines are much lower than everyone else, and pretty generous multipliers. So just use code BACKDOOR over at Parlay Play if you're looking to sign up, and then email us at bdfantasysports@gmail.com, and we will confirm that the code was used and get you in within 24 hours. Excuse me. This always happens. And then for better, you get a $200 deposit match and a free pick to help you cash your first slip. Underdog, up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a free pick to help you cash your first slip. And Underdog, if you guys haven't been on there, they've really been improving. I've been talking about it for months, but they just keep finding ways to make that platform more, awesome for the users. So definitely use code BACKDOOR if you sign up for any of those. All that information is down below. So let's start diving into the plays that we like. So on all except for Underdog, I'm going to be taking fantasy score today. I'm going to be taking Keegan Murray fantasy score. Get into that 22.5 on every platform. And then Ryan Dunn, 20.5 fantasy score. I like both of these guys to go over. Only difference is Underdog does not have the fantasy score on here right now. So I'm going Keegan Murray over 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists. and Ryan Dunn over 15.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I'll talk about some other plays for these guys if you don't like the fantasy score, but that's what I'm rolling with. What are you getting into, Jordy?
Yeah, so for me, I'm taking Keon Ellis for over 7.5 points of rebounds, and then I'm taking Jonas Valanciunas for over 9.5 first half PRA. I have some other pivots for him for other platforms where you can't get the first half. I'm taking his full PRA at 19.5. So really like the 9.5 for the first half, but I'll explain why. But I don't mind the 19.5 either. So
all right, man. How much money did Valanciunas make us just a couple of years ago, bro?
No, I was looking at that. I was looking at this 9.5 first half PRA. I'm like, last year he hit this 70 out of 88 games because he was playing like crazy last year. But man, it's sad to see him kind of like crumbling in minutes.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like Jordy and I cashed a big boy together thanks to Valanciunas. Yeah. Like, what was that for? Like 1,000 each?
Yeah.
Ish.
Yep.
And it all came down to Valanciunas, and we were just freaking out. That was good times.
Yep.
But yeah, we need him to get that magic. Someone needs to just give him minutes because the dude, I think he's still got it. Oh, yeah. But all right, so let's start breaking these plays down. Keegan Murray. I'm a big fan of this dude. I was kind of all over the place on Outlier, really digging into the details of what I like most, but I want that fantasy score because both of these guys I picked out, Ryan Dunn and Keegan Murray, are really solid defenders, above average. Ryan Dunn especially, he's become an assignment guy, so that's why I like him tonight. But if we take a look at Keegan, the first thing that was sticking out to me was the points, rebounds. He doesn't assist the ball that much, but the bump for the full PRA is not bad. So I decided to just throw that in there as well. Middle of the road matchup for power forwards. Houston, tough team. Let's take a look overall. Yeah, see, 4th in points allowed, 7th in rebounds allowed, 2nd in assists allowed. Then the power forwards a little bit softer. 14th in points allowed, 14th in rebounds allowed, 12th in assists allowed. So I'm feeling good about him getting the PRA done. He's kind of been turning things on a little bit more on this back half, 4 straight games. So he's only done this, he's hit this at a 50% rate over the last 10 games, but almost half of that is all within the last 5. So you can see he's become a little bit more consistent here. The dude is really capable of just randomly popping off for a ton of rebounds. See this game against Miami on January 6th, he went for 12 rebounds, 14 points. So yeah, the assists, it's not really that often, but and I mean, we're getting the PRA on Underdog at 18.5, which is a little more expensive than I want to pay. But for Underdog, if I'm taking Keegan Murray, I'm still going to roll that play because I think he's going to clear this with ease. Not like he's going to go nuts, but I like him to get this done. He's been especially good at home. If we take a look here, well, I mean, it's actually same thing, 50-50 shot. But what was I looking at? Well, anyways, we'll keep rolling. As far as his minutes go, I think I'm thinking of plays from earlier today on my channel. As far as minutes go, though, he's been averaging 35.8 minutes per game, just 2 fouls, playing a clean game, 45% from the field on 11.2 attempts per game, 47% from beyond the arc, averaging 3.6 made threes. The dude is solid. 12 potential rebounds and 1.2 potential assists. We know the assists aren't really that. It's not, a big part of what he's doing, but for just the 1 point bump, I'll throw the assists in there as well. The reason I really love the fantasy score, though, is because of his defensive upside. If we take a look here, I know it hasn't been as eventful. I mean, this game here against Boston, he had 3 blocks and 2 steals. That for fantasy score is 3 per block and steal. So that's 15 points right there. The matchup to power forwards, 9th in steals allowed, and then 21st in blocks allowed. We saw him get 3 against Boston. So with this softer matchup for blocks allowed, maybe he can actually get us some defensive upside for this fantasy score. This may have been what I was looking at. So if we look at the last 10, relatively consistent, getting us at least 6 fantasy score based off of defense in 5 out of his last 10 games. Yeah, this is what I was looking at with the home games. Look at how much better he plays on defense at home. Pretty solid. This is just beautiful to see this little, 5 straight home game with at least 6 fantasy score and then 9 and all these others. So I want that. I want the full fantasy score for this one because I want his defense attached to this prop that I'm taking here. If we take a look at daily grind, I'm not going to be surprised if they don't love it because they tend to not like fantasy score. They do like his points, rebounds, and assists over 17.5. So if you prefer that on Prize Picks, go for it. It's 18.5 on Underdogs. You are getting that full point discount there. 52.62% odds to hit the over, minus 130. They also like his points alone at 10.5. I think that looks great too. 52.16% odds to hit the over, minus 128. Let's see. Yeah, they're not even showing the fantasy score on here. Do they show the blocks and steals? We're not getting that either. So yeah, go with your gut. There are other options. You've got these 3 up top here. They don't like the points, rebounds alone, which is crazy to me because it's probably just because at the value you're getting it. Yeah, that's what it is. Prize Picks has his points, rebounds at 17.5, or his points, rebounds, and assists at 17.5 currently. So, yeah, I'm gonna just go with the points, rebounds, and assists there. But go with your gut. I want that defensive upside though. And if we take a look at this game, let's see the over under 225.5 point over under. Sacramento favored by 4, playing in Sacramento. So I love that Keegan is at home for this game. I'm feeling good about it. Actually, yeah, one last thing I forgot to take a look at. You always want to check the turnovers as well, which isn't bad. You don't want enough turnovers for it to mitigate what you're getting done on defense because you lose a point for every turnover. So if we take a look here, they favor the under because Houston is 28th in turnovers forced against power forwards. So he's got a soft matchup there as far as being able to secure the ball. So let's move on to Ryan Dunn. Speaking of turnovers, he's had 1 in the last 10 games. So dude plays very clean. He's not really handling the ball that much. He's just like getting rebounds and dishing it out, to the facilitators on the team. But yeah, he's also someone who is an assignment defender at this point. He's usually good for at least 1 block or steal in any given game. Here's my thought. I think that we could see him on Jordan Poole tonight. So I know he matches up at the small forward position. If we're looking at that defensively, 10th in steals allowed, 14th in blocks allowed. If he's on Jordan Poole, which we've seen him get assignments already, even though he's a rookie, 28th in steals allowed, 19th in blocks allowed. So I would love to see him playing Jordan Poole tonight. That would just make my night. So I want that defensive upside. Let's take a look at his regular PRA. We also have Bradley Beal out. So with Beal being out, I feel good about him getting a bump in minutes. And if we take a look here, as far as scoring, rebounding, assisting the ball, it is a tougher matchup with Washington, as soft as they are on everything. 12th in points allowed, 1st in rebounds allowed, 1st in assists allowed. That's probably because I'm guessing that's Bilal Kubawali, who is solid too. He's kind of like Ryan Dunn or Keegan Murray's, give you a little bit of offense and then also pretty solid defender. But yeah, he's cleared his PRA though in 6 out of his last 10 games. Let's look at the home games if it makes a difference. Not quite as good at home, but we know that this is also a little bit skewed because his minutes have been a little bit up and down. But I think he's developing into a more consistent role with the Suns. And again, we've got, we're seeing him, he's starting. So we got Beal, who's been moved to the bench anyways. He's officially out. So I think that we should see Ryan Dunn see a bump in minutes and then maybe a little bit more run for Grayson Allen, who I wish we would get more involved. But yeah, it's like as soon as Mike Budenholzer, I hate saying his last name, I always mess it up, but as soon as he came over, he started using Grayson just like he did with Milwaukee, just like not really giving him the minutes I would like him to be getting. But either way, that's good for Ryan Dunn. If we take a look at these last 10 games, averaging 25.4 minutes per game, 2.8 fouls, 49% from the field, not shooting that often, 8.7 attempts per game, and then 32% from beyond the arc, which I think is actually, I think that's a little deceiving because this dude is learning how to cash those threes on the outside. So he's good for at least one a game. But you can see like this game here against Charlotte, 4 attempts, he shot 75% from beyond the arc. Dude just kind of sits in the corner and he's got a relatively quick release and he's been working on it. So yeah, he made 3 in that game. Put up 1 against Atlanta, put up 1 against Utah. So it's not like we expect him to go absolutely crazy, but I love that the 3-pointer is becoming a part of his arsenal. So yeah, he's an aggressive defender. So 3.4 fouls, not necessarily getting in foul trouble, but you always expect a little bit of that with guys who are aggressive on defense, especially assignment guys like him. Over this last 5 games, 22.9 minutes per game, 6.8 rebounds, and then 1.5 potential assists. Kind of like Keegan Murray, the assists aren't a big part of the game, but I'd rather take that than just the points rebounds. But in the case of the fantasy score, I love the defensive upside, so I'm rolling that. If we take a look here, Daily Grind actually likes his points, rebounds, and assists as his best play because it's all the way down at 14.5 on Prize Picks, up at 15.5 on Underdog. I'm still taking it, but yeah, if I was just wanting the points, rebounds, and assists, I'd absolutely be jumping over to Prize Picks and taking advantage of that full point discount. 53.22% odds to hit the over, minus 133. You love it. I mean, no one else is giving you that 14.5, so maybe you'd rather take that. Go with your gut. They love the under for his turnovers because, like we saw, he has 1 turnover in the last 10 games. The blocks and steals, they don't expect him to do much, but I think that they're maybe basing it on that matchup at small forward, but I think he's going to be on Jordan Poole. I could be totally wrong, but if you're an assignment guy, that's who I would put him on and be like, dude, go get the ball from that dude because he's super sloppy. And then they like the rebounds and assists to go over 5.5 if you prefer that. They're not even showing us fantasy score. Yeah, they're not showing fantasy score right now for some reason. Let me try refreshing it. Oh, there it is. They don't like it. They have it favored to go under, 53.44% odds to hit the under. So again, go with your gut. It's only saying that though because it's at 20.5 on Prize Picks, and the only other option that we're seeing, at least that Daily Grind's picking up, is BetMGM. But we know we're getting it on Parlay Play. We're getting it on Better. So I'm comfortable with that 1-point bump because the dude isn't turning the ball over, has a good opportunity tonight. But maybe you do prefer that 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That's up for you to decide. But I like a lot of the options that we have for Ryan Dunn tonight in a game with no Bradley Beal. Should be fun. Let's actually look at this over under. So yeah, potential blowout, 231.5 point over under. Suns favored by 11.5, playing on the road in Washington. So that 11.5, we'll see. The Suns are not exactly playing their best ball right now. So I think that that Washington could maybe keep this closer than Vegas thinks that they will. But either way, I like Ryan Dunn to get his full minutes regardless of which way the game script goes. If you guys want to check out Outlier, you can try this app out for free. It is so awesome. You get every different category for the statistics. You can cover all these different time frames, all of 2024. You can go back to 2023, not if it's a rookie, obviously. But then you have all of these matchups to individual positions. You can look for soft spots, or in like this case, I could see like, oh, it's actually kind of tough at the small forward position. That's it's like all this information helps you make decisions. Then you have your injury reports and insights about the players is awesome. Get these little insights that just put stuff on your radar. They give you a note as to why they like to go over or under, and then they point you in the direction of that prop. So go check it out. Try it out for free. Just sign up through the Outlier link below. You don't need a code. Just sign up through that, and they'll give you 7 days to see how you like it. All right, Jordy.
All right. Yeah. So to get into mine here, I've got, let's see. So I've got Keon Ellis to start with. Feeling good about Keon in this matchup. He's hit this in 25 out of 38 games on the year, so 68 or 66% hit rate on the season, 70% over his last 20 games at 14 out of 20. So he's been on fire the last couple of games here. He's hit this 9 straight games. His minute shares, it fluctuates on like whatever they're needing, really. So over the last couple games, he's been getting about 26, which could be anywhere from 20 to like 35 minutes. And this one game he played 48 minutes. So it really just depends on like the situation of the game. But I think comfortably you can expect him to get like 22 to 25 minutes tonight. Just depending on how well he plays. If he's on fire, he's going to stay in there and probably more than cash this line. So, you know, we got his regular points sitting at 5.5, and then his points rebounds are at 7.5. The reason I like the points rebounds more, if we take a look at the matchup here, 17th in points allowed, 20th in rebounds. So it's a soft matchup for him, and he can rip down a lot of rebounds. I mean, in this one game, he had 8 boards, 3, 4, 2. So getting anywhere from 2 to 3 boards on top of the 5.5 point line is going to be really good value. So I do like this to go over 7.5. Daily Grind does not like it. Let me refresh to make sure. Yeah, they don't like the points rebounds. They have it at -122 to go under, and everything is favored to go under for him. So I don't really buy that. I mean, how do you say that when he's gone over this in 9 straight games? But and against tough teams, Milwaukee, Boston, Golden State, Miami, Dallas, like a lot of tough matchups in there. So he's been consistently hitting this line. Obviously, Malik Monk is a game time decision tonight. He was active at the shoot around, so he'll most likely be playing, but he's still listed as a game time decision. So we'll see. It's just a groin injury. I say just a groin injury. That really sucks, but we'll see if he plays or not. But yeah, so I like Keon Ellis for over 7.5 PR. And then Valanciunas, like we were saying last year, he went over the 70 out of 88 games. Obviously, he was getting a lot more time in those games. He was getting about 13.2 minutes in the first half last year, but he's getting about 10.8 minutes to, it's like 10 to 13 minutes depending on what he's doing. But the dude's only playing about 19 to 17 minutes a game. So in the first half, he's consistently getting this 10-minute line here, like very, very consistently. There's only a couple games where he's not, and he's only getting about 5 minutes, but that's very rare. He's usually getting this 10 straight minutes or higher. So a lot of his minutes are actually coming in the first half, and he's only getting sprinkled in minutes in the second half, like 5 to 7 minutes in the second half. So for this line to be at 9.5 and his full PRA to be at 19.5, I like him to go for 10 PRA in the first half. He's hit this at a 66% hit rate on the season so far. In the head-to-head, he's got 2 out of 3. The one game he missed it in, he went for 4 PRA. He only played 4 minutes. So over the last 20 games, he's hit this 15 out of 20 games and 4 out of his last 5 against Minnesota, who's a pretty tough team. I mean, you're dealing with Rudy Gobert and you're dealing with Naz Reid, who are both pretty solid defenders. So he only got 9 minutes as well, but he still went for 7. But this matchup, man, against the Suns, they really need help at center. They just traded for Nick Richards, who is still not activated yet. He won't be activated till probably next week. I'm sure they got to get him involved. Nurkic is still out. Bradley Beal is out tonight. On the side of the Wizards, no Bagley still, no Sadiq Bey, who kind of sprinkle in at center sometimes. So I do like Valanciunas to come in and just get his regular minutes, and he doesn't have to deal with Nurkic or Nick Richards yet. It's just Mason Plumlee. And the Suns have been kind of a mess lineup wise without having a true center, because they've been running KD at the 5 again, and it just never looks as good as when they have a true center. So I do like Valanciunas to come in here and kind of use his weight. He's a big dude, massive dude. He's got a lot of size for a center, and I like him to come in here and get this done at 9.5 PRA. I think it's pretty doable for him. It's his first half stuff. If we take a look at his full game odds for the other platforms, his PR is a -134 to go under. What happened here? Let's type in Valanciunas. There we go. Okay, so his rebounds at 7.5 are his most favored play. His full PRA is used to go over at a -121. So I do like the full PRA, but I think if he's going to hit that full PRA, I think he's going to crush the first half PRA. So that's my narrative on it. It's a sick matchup for him. 29th in points allowed to centers, 27th in rebounds allowed to centers, and 20th in assists allowed to centers. So great matchup for him. Great situation for him tonight with everyone being out and everything. So I feel good about it. I think he'll get 10 to 12 minutes in the first half, and I think we can get this done. If he doesn't hit it, I mean, it's probably either because he just didn't get the minutes, or it's because he just couldn't get it done. So that's going to be my 2 plays. If you guys want to check out this optimizer from Daily Grind, check it out. Go to dgfantasy.com. Use code BACKDOOR for 25% off your first purchase. You can see how I typed in Valanciunas there, and they showed me all of his stuff. I can take him out and they'll just show me all the top plays on the board for today and this weekend and whatever it may be. You see they got some NFL stuff on here, so go check it out for yourself. Go to dgfantasy.com and use code BACKDOOR to get that hookup. And then definitely go check out Chalkboard. I'm going to be playing some Chalkboard tonight. Their new early cash out option is really, really cool. So say I had these 4 plays locked in. This is our 4 plays right here for the day. Let's say Russo's hit and I'm waiting on Keon Ellis and I'm like, oh man, he's not going to hit. And I'm 3 for 4 so far. I could just cash out early and take my money and run. So it's pretty cool. They're going to give you the multiplier too. So say you're 3 out of 4 correct and it's like a 4x. You can just cash that 4x out instead of waiting for that 10x to hit and potentially losing it all. So it's pretty cool. Definitely go check out Chalkboard. They're a lot of fun. They run like 6 specials a day and they're a lot of fun to play on. So go to Chalkboard. Use code BACKDOOR for 100% matchup to $100 and a free play to help you cash that first slip. So that's going to cover it all for me today.
All right. Well, if you guys want to come join our Discord, you can take advantage of that Parlay Play promo. Use code BACKDOOR at Parlay Play. You'll get a month in here. We've been having a lot of fun. Killer community. We had some fun yesterday looking for our favorite demon picks, which we're probably going to, it's a small slate tonight, but we might get into some of that later on this afternoon as well, or this evening, I should say. But yeah, if you want to join us, you can take advantage of that deal, or you can just sign up through through Patreon for the Discord. It manages our subscriptions. You go into the settings once you've signed up with Patreon, and there's a connected apps option in the menu bar. Then you can log right into your Discord straight from Patreon. So I did pull them up if you want to come follow our channels. It's just at JRussoBDFS. I have plays out for today already. And then at JordyBDFS. He has plays out for today already. It's been a lot of fun. Go follow our other channels. And yeah, if you want to follow our main channel at BackdoorFS on any of our socials, that's the handle, just at BackdoorFS. So good luck, guys. Enjoy this little mini 5-game slate. We'll catch you in the next one.
Good luck, guys.